Hey guys, welcome back to another MBE Talks. I'm Rebellious Spirit.
And I'm Mary Truths.
We are the co-founders of Mind Body Elevated.
So today we're going to be speaking about stretching, and we're going to begin with positions. So the positions that you do in a stretch are extremely important, so we're going to take it outside, that way we can get more specific.
Alright, let's get going.
And we're outside.
Hey guys.
Alright, so we're going to be stretching. We're going to do simple exercises that I'm sure you are all familiar with. So we're going to start off with a standing toe touch. So we're here and we're going to go down. Good, good, good. Okay, so can you do that facing this way? Or that way? That works. Okay, so his back is exactly where it's supposed to be. Now, what he can do is he can try to straighten out your back. Straighten out your back as much as you can while you're still going down. Okay. So the position that he's doing a standing toe touch is a correct position. The incorrect position would be arch your back. As much as you can, as much as you can. Okay, and put your head inside. Okay, so a lot of people do this. They arch their back and then they put their head inside. That's an incorrect way of doing a standing toe touch. Can you go back to doing it the correct way? There you go. Much better.
You definitely don't want to do it the wrong way.
Yes, you don't. But we're showing you to avoid you doing it the wrong way. So the second position that I want you guys to learn how to do correctly, thank you for fixing yourself, is a garnet pose. So we're going down here and we're pressing. Okay. Perfect. You're doing it exactly how I showed it. Okay, so how normal people would think it would be is just this position, and they think that your elbows don't matter. So instead of putting your elbows here, a little more inside, there you go. People tend to put their elbows up here above their knees. Can you do that? You don't want to do that because then you're putting your pressure on your joints. So you don't want to do that. That's going to cause pain in the near future. As we get older, we feel everything a lot more. Okay, so go down and stretch out. Okay, perfect. Okay, now this is another stretch that you guys are familiar with but have a hard time doing correctly. Now go to either side. Okay, so you see how both of his legs are extended and they're not flexed whatsoever? That's how your legs are supposed to be. Your knees are not supposed to be bent when you do a stretch, unless you're doing this stretch where you bend this knee to focus on that knee. But most of the time, you keep it like this to avoid any injuries in your hamstrings. You don't want to do that. Okay, slowly go up. Thank you very much. Okay, those are the simple exercises I wanted to show you guys to make sure you guys are doing them correctly. If you guys have any stretches you would like to know how to do and you're not sure if you're doing them right, please DM Mind Body Elevated or send me a message through Facebook, and I will not hesitate in responding back to you guys. Now we're going to go back inside.
See you guys inside.
Number one, how to breathe. So how to breathe is a very simple question that everybody wants answers to. In through your nose, out through your mouth. It doesn't have to be a breath. It has to be, that's how you're supposed to breathe, which is the same way you breathe when you run. It's the same way you breathe when you do any type of cardio exercise, or that's how you should breathe, is like that. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Simple breaths. Now, the second thing you spoke about is why should you breathe while you stretch? So why should you breathe while you stretch?
Well, the reason why it's important to breathe while you stretch is because when you breathe, you release tension in your muscles, and it becomes easier for you to stretch. You know, if you're not breathing, then it becomes harder for you to stretch because your muscles are tense. You're going to go through more pain while you're stretching.
So you spoke about pain, and tension, which is the same thing. So when you feel pain when you stretch is tension. That's what that pain is. It's the tension that you put on your body from not working out, or from working out too much, or from heavy lifting. A lot of us love to do weights because it gives you results quickly, but there's consequences to doing weights. it's going to cause your body more tension. So when you want to relieve that tension, you're going to go through more pain because you asked for it while doing heavy lifting. You get me?
True.
So if you want to feel pain by gaining muscle quicker, know that the consequences are going to be the same. You're going to feel pain if you want to relieve your muscles.
You don't really need to be an athlete or work out every day or lift weights to stretch. It's important that everybody stretches because it doesn't matter what we do. Anything physical, it could be even sitting down can create tension in your back.
Yes. And your hamstrings.
Right. Yeah. So it's important that we stretch every day, at least for 5 minutes.
And that's not enough because you do a lot.
That's very
all
true.
day long. So 5 minutes is not enough. Put it this way, when you see an animal laying down, the first thing they do before they even walk is stretch.
Mm-hmm.
Notice that. Anybody who has pets, if you have a dog or a cat, they're laying down for X amount of time, and then when they get up, they're stretching as much as they can until they can actually start walking.
Mm-hmm.
And it's instincts for them. Think about that.
Yeah.
We're animals too. Yeah, we don't have that same instinct to stretch, but we can gain that habit.
Mm-hmm.
We can be conscious enough to realize that when we wake up in the morning, we have to stretch before we decide to brush our teeth, do our hair, do our makeup, whatever you do.
Right. I agree with that. The reason I said 5 minutes is because typically people won't really want to stretch for 10 or 15 minutes. You know, once they're done with their workout, they want to just go home, relax, watch some Netflix, you know, eat some food, whatever. The reason I said 5 minutes is because that way they do it for a short time and then they create a habit out of it. You know, it's very important that we create a habit. You know, make yourself want to do it throughout the day. Make it a treat for yourself. It's a treat for your body. You know, 5 minutes of stretching will take you a long way. It's better than not doing it at all.
Yes. But we must be realistic.
Right. You need more.
You need more.
For sure.
We could always start with 5, but we cannot rely on 5. It should be depending on what you do with your day.
That's true. I mean, I think it'd be good to do 5 minutes before a workout and then 5 minutes after.
It depends on how hard the workout was. If you did weightlifting, you should most definitely do 20 minutes of stretching, not 5.
Okay.
Because it just depends on how much
Strain
that you put on your body, and that's how much it would be for you to calculate, okay, I did this much strain, therefore I should have this much relief. So the last thing we're going to talk about is keeping a rhythm. So just to summarize really quick, we spoke about how we should breathe when we stretch, why we should breathe while we stretch, and now we're going to talk about rhythm.
It's important to keep a rhythm while you breathe. That way you can focus on how you're breathing. It's very important because we can breathe while we're stretching, that's great, but if you're not doing it the right way, it's not going to be as effective as it could be.
Yes.
So one way you could do it is, let's say you're going to do a toe touch. You got to make sure that you're breathing in and out as you're doing the toe touch, and you keep a rhythm. You know, for example, it'd be that's your rhythm. That could be for you. Whatever's comfortable for you, as long as you keep a steady rhythm that is the same.
My personal advice is count to 10, and every count is one breath. So 1, 2, and etc. And that's the reason why I say that 5 minutes is not enough, because it's going to take you probably a minute just to breathe for 10 seconds.
Right.
So in reality, your body just naturally is going to need more than 5 minutes, because you need to make breathing a rhythm.
Right.
And counting is the best way to do it, because we love numbers. So if we keep a steady count for every breath, you're already naturally getting your body to breathing for a minute, just in one stretch.
So now that we're done with breathing, we're going to speak about letting go.
It's a big one. So what do we mean by letting go? So when we stretch, we are relaxing our muscles, right?
Yes.
So as we inhale in and we exhale out, our exhale is letting a little bit of weight go. A little bit of weight go. That weight is tension. That weight is emotional blockage.
Yes.
That weight is stress. That is tension. The tension that you feel when you stretch is emotions. Believe it or not. It's stress. and it's weight that you have in your body. And the only way to let go of that weight is to stretch and to breathe.
So you're telling me that stretching can relieve stress?
Yes.
Sign me up.
A lot of it.
What?
A lot. You already signed up, but yes.
Well, sign them up because everybody needs to be stress free. Let me tell you.
So yes, definitely. If you need to stretch and you need help, you can book a session with us through our DMs or through Facebook because we do have stretching involved in our programs. But besides that, letting go is probably the biggest obstacle that we face in life.
Yeah.
Is letting go.
Yeah, definitely agree with you there.
So we have to let go of the stress that we have in our bodies if we want to let go of anything else. You feel me?
Facts.
You get what I mean? They understand what I'm talking about. People that are viewing, you guys are like, yeah, I totally get you.
Stress body, stress life.
Yes, literally. Like, I'm gonna go back to weight training because I used to be a huge advocate for weights. I still am for my men here. I do like to give them weights because you guys need to bulk up. You men have a bigger body than women do, so it's only natural they're gonna want to lift weights. It makes sense. But for a lot of us, weightlifting causes a lot of tension. I know a lot of people feel like when they go and they lift weights, it's therapeutic and it's actually stress-free. Think about that. How is lifting weights stress-free? You're causing more tension on your body because you're using your weight plus more.
Yeah, and then you end up walking around like a little robot.
And then you're walking around super stiff because you forget to stretch because it's not an instinct, like an animal's instinct to stretches.
You're gonna be a 40-year-old man walking around like you're 60.
You know,
you don't
it's
want
okay
that.
to do weights, but please, for all my weight trainers out there, stretch. It doesn't take you long to stretch. If you're literally doing an hour of weight training, what is 20 extra minutes in the gym gonna do to, like, honestly, like,
very
be
good
real.
for you. Very good.
It's again, if you need help, book a session and we will help you. If that's what's gonna get you to stretch. But I'm telling you, as a fitness instructor, as a fitness advocate, stretching is like a necessity. Whether you train with weights or whether you do body weight, it's a necessity. Just waking up from your bed because you've been sleeping for 8 hours and you're just laying there for 8 hours, like subconscious, when you wake up, you have tension. You're like, damn, because I've been literally in one position for hours and you still need to stretch. So to wrap it up, stretching is good for you. Start stretching. 5 minutes is for losers. You're not a loser, you're a winner. 10 to 20 minutes max.
You heard it here first, folks. Don't be a robot and stretch.
Yes. So DM us if you have any questions or send us a message through Facebook. We will put our Instagram and Facebook below, as always, and book a session if you need help. We love you guys.
Stay elevated.